Alright, welcome back to After Action Review Episode 2.
Let's get rolling.
Roll it! Okay, Kai, it's been quite some time since we actually do, record our own content, especially After Action Review. And I understand that this is only episode 2, so we're going to talk about a few things right now. I'm not too sure, but what are we talking right now?
So we're going to run through some stuff about our, as you've seen, we actually uploaded 2 new videos for another car shoot that we did with a Kia Cerato. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about future stuff we are planning so far. And of course, we're going to highlight a very good equipment that we have. So so it's a bit of a review and some comments on it. So stay tuned.
We're going to start off with a few areas that we're going to talk about, mainly the location first. And the reason why we pick Hyde Park, in a sense, it's a very nice location, it's very unique, it's very beautiful scenery. It almost feels like you're gonna fly off somewhere. But the main reason we picked that is because I personally feel there's not much traffic, there's not much people.
Yeah, so the very plus point of that, if you see the difference between our Sirocco and Cerato shoot, right? The area that we did for our first car shoot with the Sirocco is basically full of cyclists and other vehicles as well. Yeah, but Hyde Park itself is a bit more quieter. Not a lot of cyclists there. And actually, we didn't see any cyclists. The place where we shot at, we didn't see any cyclists. They are only at the outer area of the park. But we did have a bit of obstacles, but it's not that much, honestly.
Definitely, and I totally agree about the cyclists. I mean, no offense to them, we respect all motorists and cyclists as well. You guys deserve to go around the road and we support that. However, in terms of safety, their safety and our safety, as usual, we try to find somewhere which is not too crowded or somewhere which we can shoot safely and not cause any disturbances.
Yeah, so basically we're looking for a controlled area where we can have all that control for ourselves and for everyone else around us.
I guess the beautiful part of that place, it has that rustic feel, it has that old school feeling because they're of the colonial buildings and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, so basically that place was, if I'm not wrong, it used to be a Air Force barracks, if I'm not wrong. If I remember correctly. I might be wrong. You correct me if I'm wrong. Full of greenery as well. That's the best part. Yeah. And of course the Seletar Airport next to it. So it gives a vibe of that we're traveling or we're tourists in a place.
Yeah, in a sense, it gives you that feeling that you're overseas, but you're not overseas at the same time. Yeah. And the other, I think, aside from the beautiful place, the safety and all the mechanisms, I think the only issues that we really face during the shoot is COVID safety measures. We have to abide by the rules, and also we are facing weather challenges. Right?
That's true.
Yeah, I think weather is a very key element in Singapore, especially when it comes to rain. It's really unpredictable. On our second day of shoot, I realized we have to face a very huge thunderstorm and we have to cancel halfway, so we didn't manage to actually complete our work. Other than that, I think equipment-wise, we really fulfill our needs.
Yeah, we definitely fulfill our needs equipment-wise. From the day we started, I think we gradually picked up new equipment along the way. I think right now we have enough equipment. It's sufficient for what we want to do. Yeah.
It's not easy for us to get clients. I mean, right now, as you can see, we are doing portfolio and we are still searching for clients. But in a sense, our equipment is definitely sufficient for a small production shoot,
If you're talking about production shoot like the car shoots that we did or product shoots, I think it's super sufficient.
Super sufficient, yeah. So aside from that, I'm really glad that it goes quite smooth on our third and second day. And in terms of creative processes, we did experiment a lot. We experiment with sliders, we experiment with
walking the dog.
Looks like Kai is walking his camera. It's not walking a dog or a cat, but a camera. Walking a dog.
No, actually, for experiment's sake, I actually bought a lot of mini stuff for the camera. Basically, like the rollers that you saw in episode 1. And then we have sliders as well right now. I bought some Kickstarter stuff. That's pretty interesting as well. I mean, it's good for BTS, not really good for a shoot in terms of moving cars. Yeah, so what I got from Kickstarter was this thing called Ozbot Me. It is a AI tracking a device that actually tracks people by gestures and stuff. I think we can use it for better production shoots and stuff. Yeah.
Especially for BTS, and I have to agree, the thing that mechanism itself, or that equipment itself, is very very smart, very intelligent. It will follow you wherever you go, and it actually know and detect your face. I'm surprised, as time goes by, equipments are getting smarter. Careful, guys.
They will outsmart us very soon. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But the main key highlights, I think, was the Insta360. I have to say, I really love that thing, and there's a lot of potential of using it. Okay, initially we don't have any idea what we want to do with the Insta360 product. We have the camera with us, but we don't really know what we can do with it. We were like messing it around. But then the idea comes in, it's like all of a sudden.
Exactly, yeah. So we saw a lot of videos while we were researching on that camera, and there were a lot of videos that actually quite interesting, where it takes a form of a drone. It seems like you're taking a drone shot instead of a 360 and Insta360 shot. So it was very interesting for us, and we actually experimented on it for quite a while. Yeah. The most interesting one, if you see on the second cut of the KIA Cerato video, you'll see that the camera was actually passing through underneath the car. So what we did was we had a dolly, and we didn't have rope. So instead of using ropes, we actually used my USB charging cables for my phones and equipment. Thank God they are 3 meters long, and we attached a few of them together. So yeah, we used that to pull the camera, to pull the dolly underneath the car. So it came up with very interesting shots with that. Yeah. And then also there is the 360 monopod as well, that we use to actually do the flyover shots. Flyover kind of shots, which is quite interesting as well.
That's the cool part about having Insta360, and we are planning to actually use it even further for our shoot, the following shoot that we have next time, especially for product shoot. Okay, doing a car shoot without a gimbal, we still feel like it's kind of lack of creativity. Yeah, some of you guys might argue with our perspective, saying that we can shoot handheld, and I do agree. If you got the skills, you can shoot handheld, but we love those kind of like seamless kind of transition, those smooth transitions from left to right.
Smooth panning, left, right, vertical.
Exactly. And so we put ourselves into that creative process, and we thought ourselves like, hey, let's just take out our gimbal and put it at a go. And Kai got a lot of things to say about gimbal right now.
Yeah, so I wasn't very interested in gimbals before. Honest to God, I was never interested in gimbals. Mainly because I am more of a handheld shot guy. I feel that I'm very steady with the camera. That's why I always tell myself, gimbals are too expensive, I'm not going to use them, I'll never use them, but mine changed my mind. So the first one I got was a DJI Ronin RSC, the very basic one, the first generation of that gimbal line. I got it on a very good offer, Carousel. Not a shout out, not a sponsor. I got it on Carousel for quite cheap, quite good price. So we tried that, but unfortunately that gimbal does not support the Sony a7S III very well, especially with a zoom lens. It was very heavy, and the gimbal could not support it. What happened next was actually I caved. I told myself I need a better gimbal, and I got the Ronin SC2. So of the Pro. So this is one of the best buys that I have. So right now we have the gimbal here, nicely set up, and the first time we set it up, it was pretty much seamless. Since we have done the setup on a RSC, right? It was pretty easy. It was much more easier on this, definitely. And being good enough to support the A7S3. It is very good in a sense if you ever carry heavier cameras. So if you have heavier cameras, I would recommend this. And the good thing is that once we only set it up once, and it still remembers the settings till this day, which is super awesome.
Yeah, man.
We don't have to redo everything. Just make sure that it balances well, and that's it.
Seriously, this is one of the best gimbal that I've ever used. In my line of work, we tend to do a couple of gimbal shots in school, and I'm working in the school industry. So comparing the RSC, the RSC2 and the RS2, I've tried all of them, and so far this one is the best. Yeah, it's like top of the line, professional. And yeah, I bet he definitely gonna rig this thing up. He's gonna buy the ring or something like that. You know,
most likely gonna buy the ring.
He's gonna pimp this thing out, man. You know.
Yeah, so basically, I know that some of you guys have your own preferences for gimbals. Some of you guys would prefer the Jiun gimbals. But this is still top of the line. It's our personal favorite. Yeah, it's top of the line for us, and it's super easy to use. And we actually use it a lot for our Cerato shoot. Yeah, a lot, and it was so super easy.
Yeah.
And I was surprised myself. I grown to love this gimbal after the time I bought it. Yeah.
It's so super easy that we actually use it for Jeep shot and lots of other stuff. Even for this car interiors, we actually use this gimbal with an A7 and an S3 with a 24 to 70 millimeter lens. As a zoom GM lens. Oh my, that thing is freaking heavy, but
yeah, it's heavy, and I was really surprised that the gimbal can actually support the weight.
Yeah.
I was a bit skeptical because since the RSC was actually it cannot support the weight, I was a bit skeptical on this gimbal as well.
So aside from Kai little baby here, the RS2, his love of his life for now. Sorry Fuzz for saying that.
That's false.
We do look into other areas of creativity, and we try to find creative ways to further enhance the use of our gimbals, the use of our X2, and experiment further with our shots. As you can see from the current work this time, there's a lot of gimbal shots, pan in, pan out, Jeep shots, overhead, and so forth. And it's all mainly due to the DJI RS2. This thing is really powerful, and for now we are barely using it fully. So watch out for more productions on this thing.
Yep, exactly. So we'll use more of this. We'll review more of it once we actually fully utilize it. We're going to try different experimenting on different kinds of shots and different types of ways we can actually use this gimbal. So once we do that, we'll let you know.
And okay, again, we always like to emphasize this to you guys, aside from getting equipment, getting professional stuff, it's always important to start off somewhere. And we understand that we are still new to the scene, Again, we started off just by having, minimal equipment, and we try to work with whatever we have and make it very good. So
exactly.
Don't be afraid,
Yeah, don't be afraid. I mean, if people tell you, oh, you're gonna start to do some production, oh, you're gonna get this camera, this costs about $10,000. Don't be
pressurized
pressured by that. Yeah, exactly. So don't be pressured by that. I myself started with 2 Android phones that can shoot in 4K.
Yeah.
And it's a very old phone. I used 2 Google Pixel 2s, which is a very old phone and gets overheated very easily. And that's where I started from. I don't have any proper cameras at the point of time. I mean, I do have a DSLR, but it's a very old, about 8-year-old DSLR.
Yeah, like what Kai mentioned, whatever you have, if you think you're gonna shoot using an iPhone or an Android phone, just go ahead. Use your creative skills and use the equipment that you have to actually further it. So the important thing, I think we all need to start somewhere.
Yeah, the most important thing, we all need to start somewhere. It doesn't matter what kind of equipment you use. I mean, right now mobile phones can shoot in 4K. Some can shoot in 8K even. Not gonna lie. But it's all about your comfort zone. How you're comfortable with shooting with the stuff that you have, and from there you can actually upgrade yourself and then get better at other equipments along the line.
Yeah, definitely. So, and again, go to YouTube, and look at all the YouTubers. If you want to shoot a car, Google for car shoots and learn from them. They have a lot of tips about how to shoot a composite shot, how to shoot stills, how to shoot moving shots. So, make YouTube or even now TikTok as a platform to teach you how to do stuff,
So all this social media, all this stuff is basically your learning platform where you start from. So if you have no idea on how to shoot a car shoot, you can look at advertisements on YouTube, like car advertisements. I mean, you can take inspiration from there. It's not wrong. I mean, it will give you more ideas to work with anyway.
Yeah, nothing is wrong and nothing is right as well. It's all about your creative thoughts and how you're going to produce creativity in front of the camera, and how you're going to relate that creative ideas to your audiences. And also finally, for this segment, safety, guys. If you have any creative idea and you want to relate it in front of the camera, or you want to, project it in front of your creative thoughts in front of the camera, please remember to always abide to safety rules and regulations. You might not know that you might endanger someone while shooting. Even, if you're working in a small team like me and Kai, we always work together, you might endanger the public, the civilians that are walking around, passerbys and all that. So always take note of them. People have the free will to move anywhere they want because it's free space. But you yourself, you need to be aware of your surrounding. So it's important to, know your surrounding, to see where you are, to be aware of the dangers that, you might encounter.
Especially when you're on the road, especially during our car shows, we had to be very careful of what we do. I mean, I'm not gonna lie that some of the shots that we did was quite challenging and dangerous, but we try to be as safe as possible. And of course we had 2 drivers, so there's a plus.
And a plus point.
It's a plus point, yeah. And always, guys, hands-free communication through your mobile phones. Never drive and talk, man.
Yeah, man. Oh my god. You wouldn't want to end up in a ditch or something, car accident. No, touch wood. I'm not going to think about that, man. Ooh. But again, safety is something that is relevant for any shoot, whether it's product shoot, whether it's outside, interior versus exterior shoot, whatever kind of production shoot that you're doing. You don't want to end up dead. You don't want to end up in a body bag. You want to go home safely to your families and friends, or your loved ones, or whoever, your cats even. So keep that in mind. I guess thank you again for staying with us for the AR episode 2. Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
So news, we don't only have a YouTube channel or Facebook page right now, we do also have an Instagram page. Same thing, Just Lens Inc. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, please do. We'll do shortened versions of the videos there, basically like what I call this, teasers of the videos that we're going to put on YouTube. So don't forget to follow us there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon on YouTube. And also, if you want to, go ahead and follow us on Facebook as well. But that's not the only social media that we're planning to open. So give us some time. We're trying to plan on a better way on how to manage all our social media.
And for any potential clients, please don't be afraid to approach us. We can always have a good conversation. You can drop us an email or just drop us a PM or DM or whatever on any of the social media account. And we would definitely like to work with you guys, because that's the only way we can expand our horizon and experiment further and even create a product finally for our client. In a sense, we have to bid you guys farewell for now. We will see you in the next AAR. Adios.
Take care, guys. Stay safe during this COVID time. Bye-bye.